Now, the individual I'm about to introduce has helped many students and has solidified the bonds between the Dominican community and the City University of New York. Jay Hershenson is the Senior Vice Chancellor for University Relations, and he has another hat, which is Secretary to the CUNY Board of Trustees. He's also a member of the Roundtable's Advisory Board and of many other distinguished community and governmental boards. Jay has served as Vice Chancellor since 1984 and has worked in senior level positions in CUNY for six chancellors, and with over 100 CUNY trustees since the mid-1970s. That is a special achievement. Not everybody has that kind of record. He has also received numerous awards and honors for his commitment to the transformation of lives through higher education. In 2005, he was named Padrino Duartiano Internacional of the Bronx Dominican Parade, an honor that continued to be extended to him for many years, and he was the Grand Marshal for Education. In 2006, he received the DANR Community Service Award. In 2010, he was honored by the New York City Immigration Council for his dedication to increasing educational opportunities for immigrants. There are many, many more accolades that I could mention. Jay has literally given decades of service, loyal service at the highest level to New York City and to this great university, and especially to those residents who come here from distant shores. Please join me in welcoming our good friend and colleague, Jay Hershenson.
Buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. President Ricardo Fernandez is the senior university president of the City University of New York. He has rendered and continues to render the most outstanding service. He is one of the great educators of the United States of America. I think we owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to President Ricardo Fernandez. You were very kind to mention some of my work, but I have to go back to a few of the acknowledgments that you were kind enough to mention, because you mentioned 4 outstanding elected officials who are here. And when most people see these elected officials, they see the borough president of the Bronx, and they see a senator, and they see 2 assembly people, but that's not who I see. When I see Ruben Diaz, I see Ruben Diaz Jr., I see an outstanding graduate from the City University of New York, LaGuardia Community College and Lehman College. When I see Senator Ruben Diaz, I see, as the president indicated, an outstanding graduate of Lehman College. And when I see my friend Carl Heastie, I don't just see an assemblyman and the Democratic Party leader of the Bronx. I see the MBA that he received from Baruch College of the City University of New York. And when I see Guillermo Linares, I don't just see a pioneer, because he was the first Dominican elected official ever to be elected to the New York City Council, and now he's in the Assembly. I see CUNY, a graduate of the City College of New York. Let's give these outstanding officials a great round of applause, because they made it through the CUNY system, and they really are role models. I do go back a long way with DANR. I guess about 7 years ago, CUNY was honored to host the Roundtable at the City College of New York. And I remember my young daughter came with me, and she sat through the panel. I guess she was about 4 years old at the time. You know, you can do that when your children are young. You can bring them with you. But today I want you to know that she's home studying. And that's exactly where our children should be as they grow older. They should be home studying, and they should be studying for success. And I want to say a few words about that, because you know this well. Academic success is the key to preparing not only the employees and the business owners and the professionals of tomorrow, but the leaders of tomorrow that I just indicated. That's what the CUNY system is all about. The CUNY system has always been the place where successive generations of migrants and immigrants have sought to improve their lives. This is a very big system. Those of you who are here at Lehman College of the City University of New York for the first time, you're here at a college that is one of 24 colleges that are part of the CUNY system in the city of New York, serving record-breaking enrollments, 270,000 students who are seeking degrees, another 300,000 students who are in adult and continuing education classes, and 28,000 students who are in what's called the College Now program, which is a program that we do with the high schools. I mean, we're talking about 600,000 students whose lives are touched by the City University of New York. And I want you to know that with respect to our degree credit students, we are now serving over 26,000 students of Dominican descent. 26,000 students are seeking degrees in the CUNY system. And then, of course, it goes without saying that in the adult and continuing education classes, in the College Now program, in the pipeline programs, there are thousands more Dominican and Dominican American students. And we're especially proud of the fact that since 1990, we've seen an increase of over 51% Latino students coming into the CUNY system. That's right. Around the country, there's a lot of talk about the importance of access. There's been a 51% increase. So the CUNY system is serving more Hispanic students than any public university you could even begin to imagine. And that is just so important. And all the programs that we're doing with the high schools to ready students to move into the CUNY system become even more important. I also take a great deal of pride because I guess it was back in the 1990s. I was at the initial meetings with Dr. Ramona Fernandez and Dr. Silvio Torres Salant. I was at the initial meetings that led to the formation of the creation of the CUNY Dominican Institute at City College, which is the only Dominican institute of its kind serving the diaspora in the United States of America. And I think that research institute deserves a tremendous round of applause. And I'm also very proud because Nesta Mantilla is someone that I hired many years ago in the Office of University Relations at the City University of New York. And I think one of the things that we have to do if we're going to serve communities that need advancement is to play that role. Whenever you see great people, people who are going to mature into great leadership positions, you have to do everything possible to make sure that they have your support. And I think all of us here at this conference owe a debt of gratitude to the president, Nesta Mantilla. Like President Fernandez, I just want to give you a few statistics. In the most recent year, about 64% of the Dominican students who are now attending the City University of New York come from outside the United States. That compares to about 70% 10 years ago. So we're starting to see more students come from the city itself as well as from the DR. More Dominican freshmen, more than 73%, had come out of the city's public schools. I also want to stress the importance of the fact that while we put a great deal of emphasis about access to the system, what happens once students get into the system is really just as important. Our Chancellor is putting a tremendous premium on graduation and the importance of students obtaining those credentials. The 4 elected officials that I mentioned a little earlier, they all received their degrees. They worked hard for it. And we have to do everything possible to make sure that once students come into the system, we make it as easy as possible for them to advance. Very recently, the CUNY system adopted a new policy that really makes it a requirement that when students transfer from a community college to a senior college, that their credits get accepted and that nobody forces them to retake any of those courses. And that's been a problem in big systems around the country. And the CUNY Board of Trustees just ended that problem once and for all in June, and I think that deserves a great round of applause.